So, one of the things I wish I knew before moving to the area is that North Carolina as a whole not only has property taxes, not only has taxes on alcohol, tobacco, that kind of thing, but it also has. What's up, guys? I'm Avery with the Living in Jacksonville team, where we talk about what it's like to eat, sleep, live, work, play in the Jacksonville, Wilmington, and surrounding areas. And in this video, we're going over some of the things that I wish I knew before moving to the Wilmington area. So one of the things I wish I knew before moving to the area is that North Carolina as a whole not only has property taxes, not only has taxes on alcohol, tobacco, that kind of thing, but it also has personal property taxes and a vehicle tax. So when you move here and you need to register your vehicle here in North Carolina, you are going to be paying a tax on your vehicle. And the tax is based on the value of your car. So you're going to want to go and get a KBB value, and you're going to report that into the DMV, and they're going to take that value and they're going to determine your taxes based on that value. It's different from county to county, but yeah, it's on the value of your car. So the more expensive of a vehicle you have, the more your taxes are going to be. And it is a one-time tax every year. So, you're not charged monthly on it or anything like that. But when you register your vehicle every year, you do get that tax bill. And so that's something that I wish I kind of knew, factoring in, the cost of living and stuff is like, yeah, you are going to be spending $700 for taxes on your vehicle. And with that, the other thing I wish I knew is that when you want to get your driver's license here, or your ID rather, in North Carolina, you are likely to be on a couple month wait list. I know, so I was actually lucky enough to get in when there was a cancellation. I was just refreshing the page on the DMV website, and I was able to get that. It was on a Friday. I was able to get a Monday appointment. However, my wife has been looking, and the appointments are booked out until the end of October. So it is going to take a long time. So I suggest that before you make the move, you go onto the DMV website, you set your appointment, you get all the documentation and everything that you need ready to go, so that when you move here, you don't go too long without your ID or driver's license here in North Carolina. All right, another thing I wish I knew about the area before moving here is that you are definitely going to need a gym membership. And what I mean by that is not that you actually need to go to the gym and that's necessary to live here. However, the food and drink culture is vibrant here. The food's great, the drinks are great, and the atmosphere is even better. When you're near the beaches, when you're this close to the beach, or even if you're in historic downtown, it's just one of those things. Like, you're going to vibe out, you're going to go to the bar, you're going to get a couple drinks, you're going to have some boom boom shrimp or some seafood or whatever. And a lot of the food here is fried. So, yeah, it's awesome. You're going to catch yourself going out to eat quite a bit, unless you are highly, highly disciplined with your budget and just with your cooking regimen and that kind of thing. But I know, like, when we moved here, it was just one of those things. It's like, hey, it's a nice day. Let's go down by the water and get some dinner or get lunch, or we're out on the beach and we're like, oh, we're hungry, so we're going to stop and get some food out by the beach. It's just always a good time. It's always great food and good drinks. And those cold beers hit a little bit different when it's 90 degrees with 80% humidity. It's just, you can't beat it. So yes, you will have to invest in a gym membership just to make sure you don't gain 1 million pounds in the first couple of weeks that you're living here. And another thing that I wish I knew and budgeted in, or factored into my budget rather, is that anywhere you go, whether it's historic downtown, Wrightsville Beach, doesn't matter, you are going to be paying for parking unless you go up to Fort Fisher, which has the park there. and whatnot. It does have free parking over there, but now a lot of people like to go to Fort Fisher for their beach days and that kind of thing. So you are going to be paying for parking, and generally speaking, it's $5 an hour, 25 for the day. But when you're doing that every day or multiple times a week even, it does begin to add up. So if you're in historic downtown, it might be wise of you to park away from the city a little bit and actually just walk into wherever you're going, just so you don't have to pay for parking on the side of the road or in a parking lot, because it really does add up. I do know that if you work in the city, your companies will reimburse you for some of those parking expenses, or they'll give you like a stipend for some of those parking expenses. But not everybody works within the city. If you're going to get a haircut, you are going to have to pay for parking, unless it's in some kind of plaza, right, outside of the city. But most areas in the historic downtown or just around the city, you are going to have to pay for parking. All right, and another thing that I say sort of facetiously, but it's actually true, is that the locals don't want you here. They don't want you to relocate to the area. Now, if you do, they won't do anything about it. They'll be very respectful to you. They will treat you with kindness at all times. However, they are worried about their way of life that they've had for so long. Because Wilmington is a tourist destination, because it does have a massive influx of people, and people, especially with like the work from home, the remote work kind of thing that we've had since the pandemic, more and more people are working or moving here. And the locals don't really like it because we tend to bring our antics with us. So the traffic patterns, right? Our politics especially, right? And then just some of the other nuances, the nuanced things that we bring from other states and other areas, it just kind of irritates the locals, and they see their way of life changing by the day. And so what I will say with that is, when I moved here, I was very cognizant to basically, I'm moving here for a reason. You have to be cognizant of the fact that you are moving here for a reason, and you need to adapt to the way of life here in Wilmington, North Carolina, because it is a bit different. For me, it's a lot slower than upstate New York. People don't respond to text messages or phone calls nearly as fast. Business isn't done the same way that it was in upstate New York. There is a lot more R&R here in Wilmington than in upstate New York, or if you're coming from a bigger metropolitan city. So you will have to take a chill pill when you move here and just chill out and adapt to the Wilmington way of life, or the southeastern North Carolina way of life. Otherwise, the locals will start complaining, and you'll see them in my comment. One even mentioned that they appreciate my attitude since moving here because they're local and they wish that every transplant was like me. Well, a lot of the people that reach out to me for a reason, right? Because they connect. And so a lot of you that are going to be reaching out and moving here are going to adapt. But if you don't think that you're going to adapt, then maybe moving to Wilmington's not going to be the place for you, just because the locals will be irritated. And I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but maybe they will start to rebel against it. And then the job market. The job market is okay. It's not the greatest. It's also not the worst. But the one thing I wish I knew before moving here and getting started in real estate in the area was that the job market is not good for everybody. If you are looking for a massive corporate job, right, it's going to be slim pickings here in Wilmington. There are some bigger companies that you can get in with if they're hiring for your position. But the majority of the jobs here are in the tourist industry, or it's just small business, right? And so, you are going to have to sort of shift your mentality and shift your skill set into those smaller businesses or the tourist industry. Um, so like food and beverage, tourist industry, and then like some other like small businesses is what you're going to have to shift your skill set into. Because we really don't have those big old companies here. There are a few, but the majority of it is the small business. So that also means that there is a lower wage. So your money is not necessarily going to go as far having these jobs over maybe the metro that you live in with some of the bigger industries or corporations in your area. But with that said, with the influx of people, Wilmington is going to have to start supporting a lot more industry and we're going to have to grow in the job market. So I do expect to see some of these larger industry or this larger corporations coming to the area just because of the influx of people. And then golf. Who the hell knew that golf was so big in North Carolina? I guess I should have known this, but I wish I knew because I would have gotten good at golf in upstate New York before I moved here, because it seems like a lot of you that are reaching out to me are big golfers. And since golf is prevalent year-round here in North Carolina, I wish I got good at golf or decent at golf where I could go swing the clubs with you guys and, learn a little bit more about the country clubs and that kind of thing. It's just, I was a baseball player. And so anytime I hit a golf ball, I just absolutely shank it into the woods, into the pond, into the sand traps, wherever, right? So I'm more of the guy that will drink on the golf cart, smoke a cigar, than actually play golf. More than happy to spend the time with you. But, I am going to have to get a set of clubs here soon so that I can start practicing and I can get out on the course with you guys. But I just didn't know how prevalent it was in this area. And it seems like everybody around has a set of clubs and they'll go golfing. It's just something I didn't know. So if you're in business and you're moving here and you're looking to keep the same business and stuff and connect with clients, you should probably get good at golf because it's so prevalent here in North Carolina, and especially in the Wilmington area. There's some really, really nice golf clubs or country clubs that you can be a part of, and just get good so that you can hang out with your clients and go golfing. All right, and then this one shouldn't be much of a surprise for some of you Southerners that are moving up north to North Carolina. But for you Northerners that are moving south, this might impact you a little bit, and it did me and my family. The houses down here don't have basements. So if you have kiddos and you're storing a lot of stuff in your basement or your attic or whatever, you're not going to have a lot of space here in the Wilmington area or just in North Carolina in general. You will need a shed, a big ass garage, or something to that effect, or you'll just have to minimalize your life and get rid of some stuff. I've been trying to get my wife to get rid of some stuff for so long now, but looking at another baby, who knows if you need it and all of that stuff. But yeah, you're going to have a filled up garage. You're going to have a filled up attic. If you have an attic, your bonus space is likely to be filled with stuff as well. All of those hand-me-down toys, all of that stuff is going to be in those storage spaces. Your Christmas stuff is going to be in those storage spaces. So it does fill up rather quickly. So what I would suggest is if you're coming from up north and where you have a basement and an attic, I would suggest you just start getting rid of stuff. Throw all of your stuff away and then just buy new in North Carolina. It's probably the easiest way to do it because there's not a lot of storage here. Unless you have a big yard with a big garage and a storage shed and that kind of thing, there's just not a lot of storage. And that's one thing that kind of threw us for a loop when we moved here is, hey, where the hell are we going to put all of this stuff? And then this one kind of goes with the food and drink scene here in Wilmington. But I wish I knew how many festivals and things like that there are in Wilmington and surrounding areas. Doesn't matter if it's a holiday. It doesn't matter if it's a weekday or a weekend. There's always something going on. You can always go and find some little local like boutique shops and restaurants and food trucks and beer companies or distilleries or whatever setting up booths, musicians playing music, concerts, things like that all over the place, whether it's in the city of Wilmington or historic district near the Riverwalk, or if it's out in the outskirts like Hampstead or Holly Ridge or Sneads Ferry, or even out the other way in Leland or Carolina Beach, Myrtle Grove area. There's always something going on. So the only reason I wish that I knew that is because, we would have been a lot more excited, because those are things we like to do and bring our daughter to. And so if you have a family and you're kind of just like wondering what there is to do for kids, not only are there some of the more commercial things that you can go and take your kids to explore, but there's festivals going on all of the time. So, in this one that we actually went to in Holly Ridge last night, they had face painting, they had a little kids zone, they had a splash pad, which we didn't get to take advantage of. But our daughter did like this little fire truck ride. They did fireworks. They had a concert. Just really, really good time. And it's the same thing literally every week in the area. So if you have a family or you and your spouse or whoever just like to go and explore the area and go to these festivals and do things like that, try some of the food and the beer and, some of the crafts and that kind of thing, this is definitely a great area for it. And with the weather being so good, it happens all the time. All right, and with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, my name is Avery. I'm with the Living in Jacksonville team, and my phone number and email address are popping up below. Feel free to reach out whether you're looking to make a move in 9 days or 90 days. I would be honored to earn your business and help you make a smooth move here to the Wilmington, Jacksonville, Southeastern North Carolina region. And until the next video, guys, peace. We'll see you later. Bye.